Hey everybody, welcome back. This is John the 4-row farmer. Today it's mower maintenance. It's not Monday, it should be mower maintenance Monday. That's a lot of M's. But we are going to be replacing the blades here on our Ego Z6 that we purchased. And we've probably owned this for about 2 years, give or take. We've got 80 to 81 hours on it. We've really enjoyed it. I know in some other videos and stuff like that, I possibly said we wouldn't buy another one, but it has been a good mower for us to be able to run around, and it really hasn't used that much blades. So we went to Mills Fleet Farm and got a set of replacement blades. I was going to sharpen the ones that are on it, but since we've gotten 2+ years probably out of them, I thought it'd just be go ahead and just replace them. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this box. You're going to see taking this deck off. I was just going to drive it up on some ramps, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and take the deck off of it, and we are going to undo these and everything else like that. So we are going to do this. I did look it up online to kind of see the torque specs and everything else like that to put the blades back on, because I don't want to over tighten them. But here's an unboxing for you of the Egopowerplus Z6 ZTR 42-inch. It's the AB4200D is the part number on this. What comes in the box here is 2 blades. Compared to some other blades that I've sharpened and worked on, these do not look like super big blades, but they've got a nice little sharp edge out here on the outside, and pretty good factory edge there. Comes with these protections so they don't bounce around in the box. And then we've got these instructions here, and it tells us we need to have a 9/16 inch wrench or a 14 millimeter and a torque wrench, and we will definitely be torquing these back down. The reason I was going to take the deck off is because there's an area under here that we're supposed to be filling with grease. I don't think I've ever checked it, so we're going to go ahead and take that off and check that grease to make sure that there's grease down in there, and then we will torque it. It says from 36 to 41 foot-pounds or 50 to 55 newton meters. I think that's what the NM stands for. I think I'll go to about 40 foot-pounds. We will use that 9/16 socket or 14 millimeter, whichever your persuasion is for that. And we will start getting this off. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this deck off, and we will go from there. This over here, by the way, is because I get water underneath my garage door, and so I'm trying to make it so that when I have to possibly lay down over here or set something over here, dropping things, it ends up being that will keep me from getting all wet. So what you got to do is drop it down. There's 2 electrical connections. There's a couple pins you got to pull, and then it will slide out from the side. You can just watch along as I do that, and we will probably have, well, this will probably be all sped up and whatnot, but we'll go ahead and do this. So there's 2 electrical connections. Taking this pin out back here. This is not your standard cotter pin. Instead, it's some kind of crazy wonky thing. And so we are going to take a look at it. Take a look at it here and see what it's doing. So, sorry, saying so again. There it is. Got it. There it is. See, like I said, it's not your standard cotter pin on that. Now this will come out. We're going to go to the other side. That electrode connection is now off, so we're going to take this other cotter pin out. So I've gotten both of the clips off both sides and the pins pulled. I went ahead and raised it from down at the bottom to up to the highest, so it raises the arm so it'll slide out. There is a bar right here in the front that holds the front of the mower that I am needing to remove. Not remove it, I just need to take it out of the holders. So I'm going to slide the deck forward, and that will get it out of there. There we go. That is done, and now I'm going to slide this out. So that is slid out to the side now. I'm going to show you these clips that I was telling you were kind of crazy. So see, these are the clips right here that they have. It's not your standard cotter pin. Instead, it's this weird concoction. It definitely will not come out, which is a good thing. So I'm going to grab this deck and I'm going to bring it around over here and check the grease. I'm going to read the instructions. Hopefully I have the grease that it's calling for. If not, I might just have to use I think I have some red and tacky Lucas, but I also have some other regular grease as well. So let me grab the deck, flip it over. We're going to check and see what these blades look like. And I'll show you the difference between the old blade and the new blade. And we'll go from there. So here, I'll show you what we got going on with this Ego deck. There's two electric motors that the blades run. So there's not a belt or a pulleys or anything like that. There's not any drive shafts. Nothing comes off a motor because it's electric. So what it does has two electrical connections that connect to the Z6 chassis, and those just run it. So it's kind of nice from that standpoint. Just going to put this in here, and I'll probably put some dielectric grease back in there so that they don't get corrosion or anything like that. But I'm going to go ahead and spin this around, and we will take a look at the grease that's under here. At least I'll read the instructions and see what it says. So this being the 42-inch deck and not the 52-inch, it's not a fabricated deck. The other deck's a lot heavier. I think it's a 3-blade as well on the 52. This is a 42. It's got 2 blades, and it is a stamped deck, so it's not as heavy. As you can see, I could pick it up right there. I wouldn't say super easy, but it's definitely not as heavy as the more thicker gauge metal on the fabricated deck. So we've got a little bit of buildup under here. I'm going to go ahead and buzz these off. I've got an impact that I'm going to be using and zipping those things off, zipping these bolts off, and then we will get the torque wrench out. We will check the grease that they say to in the instructions, and we will then torque everything back down. I'm going to scrape the deck out as well so it stays clean under there, so it cleans itself out. But these blades have definitely seen their better days. We'll probably try to resharpen these so we have a backup set. But I'm going to show you a difference between, so this is the new blade, factory edge right there. I could almost shave with that. And I'll show you the other one when we get that out. So I went and got my sockets, and we are going to go ahead and use the 9/16. I probably should use a 6 side. I'm going to go ahead and use a 12 side because I couldn't find my six sides right off the bat. I'm going to go ahead and use this guy. It should break them loose. Probably don't need to have it up on 3. They're only supposed to be torqued down to like 40 to 50, 60 foot-pounds, so it shouldn't take much to break them loose. So right there, guys, is the edge on this one. Flip you around here. That is definitely cut some stuff. One thing I'm curious about is, oh, I guess these are the same. So this has a blade sharp edge all the way up to the middle here. So it goes from here to here. Same thing on this one. This one is definitely not as sharp. It's hit a lot of rocks. So we'll try to get that sharpened out. We're going to have to remove a lot of material on that. But I'm going to go ahead and zip this other one off and see what it looks like. So right now it's calling for some grease underneath here. I'm going to check to see if this is what they're talking about. Yes, it's this little thing right here, and it's saying to fill that with grease, so it looks like it'll spin around here. So I'm going to go ahead and put some grease in this. I'm going to scrape all of this out, and then we will put the new blades on, torque them down to their torque spec. So we will get the scraper. Making a mess right here of my working area, but we will make all of this work. All right, so we got it cleaned out now, as good as we're gonna get. It would be better if I had the power washer that we can get all this cleaned out. But if I could just get some grease, that would really be beneficial. Wow, that was slick. Clean off this shaft. I'm just gonna spray this down in here. So this looks like it ends up spinning around on this piece right here. So that's probably why they're wanting you to put some grease in there. So we're just gonna go ahead and spray that. With that. Put that on there like that. Okay, and now I'm gonna grab one of these new blades. That should be perfect right there. I'm going to go ahead and put that there. So one thing they do tell you to do is make sure you align these holes so that when you torque it down, you can end up getting this all stopped from spinning. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it just a little ooga-dooga, a couple of clicks, and then I'll come back and torque it. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side, and we will get that fitting. There it is. There it is. All right. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and spray this with grease. And put this on here. And then you'll be able to see it. Look, I'm going to go ahead and spin that around so it can kind of get distributed around there. And now it's time for Z6 blade time. Since these aren't timed, I know in another video, and I'm going to go ahead and have Mrs. Forrow tag, we had another video where we ended up sharpening some blades on the walker that we have that's right over here. Those blades are timed, so they have to be in sync, otherwise they're going to hit each other because of the gearbox. These are not. These are independent of each other. These won't hit each other from the standpoint of, if you look right there, even if they were to get close, there probably is a ½ inch between them. So I'm not worried about them hitting each other. So they don't have to be timed. So we are going to go ahead and bring that around. I'm going to go ahead and bring this in here. I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up a little bit. I need to get these holes lined up so that when I do torque it down, the holes will line up and I can end up getting it tightened. Now I'm going to go get my torque wrench. So I'm going to bring out my good tools here. A friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, gave me some of these Milwaukee sockets. They're great. They're 3/8, which lines up with this torque wrench that I have right here. So I'm going to grab my 9/16, or I think it said 14 millimeter. Let me try that. The nice thing about this set is it has both. 14 millimeter fits like a glove, and so I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, and I need to torque that to 40 foot-pounds. So I'm going to go here to 40 foot-pounds. 35, 40, right there. And now I'm going to go ahead and torque this down. Need to get that pin in there. So I did a whoopsie right there. There we go. Now what we're going to do is have this. That's too big, so we're going to go with the littler guy. Put that in there so I don't lose it. Oh, right here. So this guy's going to come around here. We will there it is. We're going to go ahead and back this up, and I'm going to go here to this one, do the same thing. Right here's a little hole slot right there. Going to spin that around. The blade will hit that. We're going to go ahead and torque that. There we go. That torqued on that as well. So now that is torqued. I'm going to go ahead and take this back down to 10 foot-pounds so it's not sitting under tension when I have it in storage. There it is. Turn that off. I'm going to go ahead and put this away. And then I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. I don't need to get rid of that yet. We're going to get this. And so these are ready to go back in. I'm going to go ahead and slide this back around and slide this under, and then we'll be ready. You guys almost had me forget this little guy. I've been wondering where that was at. The tool set is all back together. So as of right now, as of 7:12 in the evening, my tool set is together. So when I'm losing some, I can come back to this video and say I had all my tools at this time. So right now we're putting the Milwaukee tool set away. I'm going to go ahead and tip this down, slide it over. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is put that front bar on, and we will slide it back and then hook up those back legs. I'm hooking up the electrode connection right now. I was going to put some dielectric grease in that, but I decided I forgot. We'll go ahead and get that next time. So I'm getting the electrode connection on this side as well. I'm going to go ahead and drop those arms down for picking up the mower. Getting them so they align with the back pins. I got the back arms aligned with the holes on the deck. I'm going to go ahead and put these pins back in and those crazy looking little clips, and we'll go ahead and be done. At that point we can put it back to 3 inches. That's what we're mowing at right now, and we'll see how it does. I think it's going to mow a lot better than what it was doing those blades. It was still cutting really nice. It was just leaving some longer straggles here and there. So we're going to pick the back of this deck up and align these holes. All right, guys, I don't know if you ended up hearing a bus drive by, but it was a struggle bus big time under here. I had the arms, what I thought was straightened out. it wasn't, so I had to kind of manhandle it, which I'm glad it wasn't the fabricated deck, because I could kind of throw this thing around a little bit. Gonna get those clips in, and we should be good to go. So you're seeing me all winded and out of breath and sweaty, and it's like 70 degrees outside. So guys, these clips go on way better than they come off, way easier than they come off, but we are making progress. Last clip, and then that thing will be ready to go. All right, guys, that is it. We got it. We got it all figured out. We got the mower deck on. I'm gonna turn it on here. Seat back. You'll get to hear what this mad hair dryer sounds like. So guys, you got to watch the replacing of the blades, taking the deck off, taking the blades off, cleaning the deck out, which you can see by all this remnant on the ground, putting the new blades on, torquing them to 40 foot-pounds is what I did. Went off the instructions here for the model number A as in apple, B as in boy, 4200D. I think you can pick these blades up at Lowe's, probably Ace Hardware. You can get them at Fleet Farm. That's where we got ours. And yeah, like I said, the Ego's been a good mower for us. We've had a few things that have been wrong here and there, but overall it's been great. Like I said, 81 hours on it. I like that we can take the batteries out. We can put them in our blower. We can put them in other things. If we get a weed eater, if we get power washer, which that might be in the future as well, to be able to clean this deck out a little bit quicker without having to go get our gas and gas powered one. It's nice just to be able to have the battery power for stuff. So we will like I said, try to look at maybe getting something like that in the future, giving you guys a review on it, letting you know how that turns out. But guys, thanks for watching. Thank you for all the subscribers. We're trying to keep the content interesting. This is just kind of our day-to-day life of what we deal with. And so from farming to mowers to flights with the drone, to flights with our little drone, to chickens. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Remember to comment and like, share the video. Like I said, come along for more content. Thanks for watching.